Kochie's Business Builders is proudly brought to you by NRMA Insurance and Wealth, who are helping small businesses grow, and IKEA Business Network, creating a better everyday life at work.
Coming up on Kochie's Business Builders, marketing expert Chris Melotti helps family business Tuff Wash boost their brand. A social media guru shows us how TikTok can boost sales, plus the Melbourne manufacturer that's still innovating after 75 years in business. G'day and welcome to another episode of Kochie's Business Builders, where we uncover the stories behind thriving small businesses and offer expert advice to help them soar to even greater heights. So thanks for joining us today. We're venturing into the heart of the Hawkesbury region to meet Heygensen and Rebecca Slack, the dynamic duo behind Tuff Wash. The couple are on a mission to spruce up their community, one pressure wash at a time. But in a market flooded with cowboy operators, standing out has been a tough task. Enter Chris Melotti, a seasoned marketing guru with a knack for turning challenges into opportunities. Today, he's here to help Nate and Rebecca craft a marketing strategy to elevate Tuff Wash and target their ideal customers.
Hi there, Beck and Nate. It is a pleasure to be here. I'm really excited to have a chat to you about Tuff Wash today. I think the best place to start is with the origin story.
Yes.
How did we get to this day with the business?
Tuff Wash was built off the back of myself feeling burnout in my previous role. And cleaning is something I enjoy doing. It's a weird thing.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Something about restoring something, right?
Yeah, you look around my home or outside, it is spotless. My cars, they're spotless. So the business is based on pressure washing, but I also do window cleaning. I clean heavy machinery, trucks, driveways, roofs, anything on the exterior of a home. I come on the inside of the home purely for windows. So that's pretty much what the base of the business is.
Tell me about the dynamics of, what the business is.
The business is primarily Nate at the moment. So I do more of the marketing, admin, or the customer service side.
Duo.
And we work together. It's been a really good journey so far.
What's been like the reputation around how customers have responded to what you do?
Oh, everyone's amazed by the finished product. It's one of those things, they don't know they need it until they need it.
Yeah. And target markets?
At the moment, the primary focus has been residential, purely because that's where we have found the most success. We've joined a lot of Facebook groups, we're doing a lot of local marketing, and when Nate's at jobs and doing his work on driveways and things, the neighbours are coming out and saying, hey, can you come and do ours next?
Yeah,
so
that's
it
good.
has it's great. But it has primarily been residential because that's the easiest way to break into it. We're finding commercial difficult.
What are the really pressing challenges that are hamstringing your business back?
I think consistency
of leads.
Work. Yeah, of leads, work.
But I think as well, getting those leads. So we're quite well versed in pay-per-click advertising, we do Facebook ads and Google ads, but we don't know how to run it again for that commercial business. It's breaking through. So knowing what to invest our money in. There's so many avenues that we could go into. We could target real estates, we could target strata managers, but we don't want to use our time, our energy or our money investing any of those into something that isn't going to show us results.
Every dollar, it matters.
It's important to us.
I know the default answer typically is throw some money at some paid ads, but actually a lot of the time, especially for smaller businesses in a service area, you can actually overcome a lot of those just simple pay defaults with a lot of different approaches of solutions. And so that's what I want to do today, is go through ideas and sort of work out how we can navigate some of these costs, but also take on the ads as well and see if we can find a happy medium to get you leads. So let's steer you in the right direction.
Perfect, let's go.
Coming up, social media guru Emily Rose Hills shows businesses how to groove and grow on TikTok. Plus, how to infuse a long-running business with new energy and new customers. Welcome back to Kochie's Business Builders. Now, a new report from TikTok has revealed the staggering impact the social media platform has had on Australia. And I'm not talking about silly TikTok dances either. In the last 12 months, TikTok has pumped $1.1 billion into Australia's GDP and created close to 13,000 jobs, and that's definitely something to dance about. Joining us today to break down what this means for business owners, social media guru Emily Rose Hills. Emily, great to have you on the show. How are small businesses harnessing TikTok?
Well, they're getting on the platform. They're building communities around their businesses, and they're creating ads that are driving direct revenue for their businesses.
How is it different to other social media platforms? When you approach TikTok, do you have to have a different strategy to, say, Instagram and Facebook or X?
The basics of social media marketing have stayed the same, and they've always stayed the same across all platforms. So you define your audience, you create content for that audience, and then you funnel that traffic from that profile off platform. Now, whatever social platform you're investing in, that kind of strategy and that approach is always the same. Now, what makes TikTok different is this short form video niche that it plays within. So you're creating 9:16 short form video, and your goal really is to entertain your audience, your community, and that's what really sets it apart from a Facebook or a YouTube or even an Instagram.
So the report highlights businesses doing it well. Dimmix, for example, does it really well. From the businesses that do succeed, what's the secret sauce on TikTok?
The secret sauce.
Yeah.
Look, there's a two-prong approach. There's the organic approach, which is building a community of people that trust you and trust your business and trust what you're saying. And then there's the paid prong. So you've got the organic piece, which is building a community, a genuine community of people around your business, your brand, your product, your service. And then you've got this second prong, which is the ads, where you're paying the platforms for an outcome that the business wants. So I'm going to pay you for traffic to my website. I'm going to pay you for a sale. And what you're seeing is the people that are doing it really well have the organic part and the paid part. And that kind of two-prong approach is key, really, to success.
So give us an example of businesses doing it well. For example, in the cafe area.
There's a cafe in Brisbane called Bricky, which is doing an amazing job. The woman that runs that has put her face in front of the camera, and she's showcasing day in the life of her and her bakery. So I think she's a really good example of how she's building and fostering a community around her business, and then she's running her paid ads to sell her cookies, right? And you can see that two-prong approach really nicely there.
And I suppose if you're a small business owner and you're thinking, what the hell is TikTok about? The best thing is to go on it, isn't it, and see what other businesses are doing and get inspiration from it.
Exactly, get into a scroll hole,
Yeah.
go and have a look, and take inspiration from other people and other businesses. It's a really fun, collaborative space to play as well. You find like that kind of notion of we're stronger together, you're liking my content, I'm liking yours, we both benefit from that action, is a pretty positive place to play.
That's terrific. Emily, great advice. Thanks for your time today.
Thanks.
It's Small Business Help Desk time. I'm Anaita from Hero Packaging, and I'm here to answer your questions. Gerard at Mulberry asks, we have a unique eco-business that's been operating for over 30 years. We want to be more than a well-kept secret. How do we get in front of more people who care about the environment? First of all, how incredible that you have had a business in operation for over 30 years. It feels like up until now, you've probably relied on foot traffic and word of mouth to get clients. And now with all the online competition, you really need to stand out. The best thing about you is the history of your brand, and that generates so much trust online. I want you to create amazing social content. This is like educational tips, the history of your brand, your expertise over 30 years, and even your customer stories. The next thing that I would love you to do is to create a Facebook ad, and I want you to target eco-conscious consumers. You can truly showcase how you make the frames from recycled materials. Don't think that that's boring. People want to see the behind the scenes of your business. A great way to get in front of the people in your local area is to have a locally targeted Google ad, and so you can get more foot traffic in the door without relying on people walking past your store. And the last thing that I would do is use an eco-conscious influencer who may be renovating their house or building a house, and you can gift them frames to use and show their audience. Using these strategies that I've just mentioned, you can absolutely be much more than a well-kept secret.
Coming up, the Melbourne business that spent 75 years becoming a global leader in plumbing products.
Hi, I'm Christian Spears. I'm the General Manager of Dex Industries in Melbourne. Our key skill set is really around rubber and potable water. So our business is based on providing fresh drinking water or providing sealing elements to a penetration through a roof. Dex has become one of those businesses that the industry comes to quite often to solve an ongoing issue or a dilemma in construction. It's an amazing history for Dex Industries. It started 75 years ago as a small family business, and today we ship to 45 countries around the world. Dex Industries was really born out of innovation and problem solving, good engineering, and the business has grown on the back of those things. So fundamentally, those core values and the reasons why Dex was successful in the early days is the reason why it's successful now. So Dex was always located in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria, primarily in the Bayswater area, and up until just 6 months ago, the business had always been there. We felt that it was a requirement to move it closer to some of the transport hubs. So almost 75 years in the one location, we've moved it southeast. Our relationship with IKEA started with a quick meeting at their Springvale store where we spoke to Matthew and the team about their corporate fit-out services. The new site in Dandenong, we had a vision for it that we wanted to not only be innovative and creative with the space, but we wanted a space where people would want to come to work. IKEA were able to really achieve that with a range of colours and comfort and just the quality of fit out and the thought that had gone into the planning. It was very easy to join the IKEA Business Network. It was simply setting an appointment on the website. And from there, we sat down with the team and had our first initial consultation. We met an amazing designer that really world-class in terms of the product and what we ended up with. It was a simple process. There were 4 steps, and that got us to really a world-class fit-out. The staff love the motorised desks, and it's a fantastic thing in terms of health and safety, getting people up and standing around for those that spend a lot of time in front of the PC screens. Some of the strengths of Dex has been the diversity we have amongst our team. We've got an amazing mix of people, and I think that's one of the outstanding things about the business. At Dex, we've taken a different approach to, traditionally the way in which employees are treated. We encourage staff to bring their children in. If their children are sick and they need to come to work, we have a kids area where they can spend some of their time. And really, it's work and home life are more linked than they ever were. And it's very important that employers nowadays provide that support for good employees. I think one of the most exciting things in terms of the way that the site's come up here has been the fact that we have all of our staff coming in each and every day. I know it's a big problem today with businesses where a lot of staff want to work from home and the business misses out on the productivity and the advantage of having those water cooler conversations, so to speak. We've got a facility here where everybody, without it being mandated, come into the place every single day. The experience we had with the IKEA Business Network was just outstanding. They created a buzz and an excitement around the fit-out that really was contagious with a lot of the other contractors that we had employed.
G'day folks, Tracy Sheen, the Digital Guide, back with another AI tip. Now, let's be real, we're all still spending a lot of our time in the virtual universe. Whether that is Microsoft Teams or Zoom or any of the other platforms, we really do spend a good chunk of our day hanging out virtually. Taking notes and having to share that information amongst the attendees of your meetings can be one of those processes that's really quite annoying. AI's got you covered now. If you use Zoom, check out AI Companion. If you use Teams, Microsoft Teams also has AI built in. And if you don't use either of those, you can check out platforms like TLDV or Fireflies. Now, essentially, they all do the same thing. They will transcribe a meeting for you. They will create notes. They can also set up agendas, and they essentially just make your life inside the virtual space a whole lot easier. So if you're like me and still spending a lot of time hanging out virtually, this is definitely something you want to get onto sooner rather than later. Have fun with it, stay curious, and I'll see you for another tech tip.
After the break, we dive into the suds with Chris Melotti as he plans a marketing strategy for Tuff Wash, guaranteed to make waves and leave their competition feeling washed up. Welcome back to Kochie's Business Builders. It's time to check back in with marketing maestro Chris Melotti, who's scrubbing up a storm to help Tuff Wash clean up their industry with a standout marketing strategy.
Thank you, Nate. That was a really good session. We've sort of really nutted through all the challenges. Now let's talk about solutions. So I'm going to throw a lot of solutions at you, and the idea is to see what resonates with you. Now, as a marketing consultant, the way I always tell people to do this is not just jump straight into the solutions itself, but do some pre-work. So like, have you heard the good old, it's a very staple thing, but the SWOT analysis. Strengths, opportunities, threats, and weaknesses. And there's what they do is that helps you get a good, realistic view of your business. So checking in with vision, mission, purpose, all of that's really important. But most important of all is customer profiles. So what I would do is look at who is your residential customer and also who you want to do as your, who you want to target as your commercial customer. So let's begin with some of the most inexpensive options. And the start, I would suggest, is content marketing. So basically getting videos and articles and brochures and things like that on your topic area and your expertise. And the reason why we do this is because it demonstrates your leadership in the space. And the best source of some great content would be FAQs. What are the questions, even the most obvious ones? What are the questions they keep asking? And you, Nate, you might just answer them on the fly, right? Like, oh, can I do this? How long does it take? And all. But those kind of questions and putting them up on YouTube, on your website, putting them as an article, all of those things help you become the leader in your space, especially if you're targeting the commercial space, because the decision makers and the people who are looking for options, who do you think they're going to choose? They're going to choose the person that is showing their expertise.
It definitely does, yeah. That's quite easy to do.
The next one, I had a look at your website and fleshing out the About Us page more. The reason why is this. The About Us page is one of the most visited pages on your website. The trap that most people fall into is that they assume that the About Us page is literally a document of who we are, right? But actually the About Us page is who we are in relation to how we help a client. So on your About page, making sure you've got things like your vision and your mission. What happens is when people are making a decision, if you say, we are in it for the right reasons, superior expertise is just what we do, here's our qualifications, here's some of who we've worked with, all of that will make that a great place for evidence.
That makes sense.
Right, now I know you do testimonials with Google, I saw that on your website, but video testimonials kick it up a notch. And I know that's hard to get sometimes, but what I find is wait for someone to be really happy, which they clearly are, you know, right? And wait for them to go, oh my gosh, my jaw has just dropped. This is amazing, look at my home now. That's when you say, I'm so sorry, but would you mind if I could just pull out my video for a second and just capture a few seconds of footage, right? And that you'll find when you have a video testimonial on your website, suddenly people will go, I need to speak to Nate and Bex well. So that's video testimonials, but the best thing is, don't overthink it.
And the worst that can happen is they say no.
Yep, and you
That's
go,
not a
no
big
worries,
issue.
maybe a Google review then, you know, and then you get that anyway. But the key is waiting for that time when they're ecstatic. We'll move on to the commercial a little bit, right? I was going to say referral programs. One that I've seen worked really well on one of my clients was 10% on your next order if you refer someone. So what happens is they refer you and become your advocates, right? And then it also encourages them to rebuy. Okay. Because a referral program like that is really easy to set up.
That one sounds good.
Yeah, that's another easy one.
As small businesses, we default to ads, but there's so many things that lead to so many good leads. Little things like you talked about commercial, real estate businesses, pool cleaning businesses. Have you set up a partnership with them?
No.
No, not yet.
Partnerships are golden, right? So is there a partnership in a local like real estate agent or like where you can say, because they are primary people that need you, and it's that collaborative process in your local community that will help you get some exposure. I know you do a bit of case studies, but building up your case study portfolio, get your primary, say, 6 services and get a really compelling case study for each of those, because when someone approaches you and says, I'd like to do window cleaning, you can say, have a look at this video and written case study of how we helped this particular client.
Okay.
What'll happen is it makes the sale so much easier. You can do ads, right? I'm not saying you can't. All of these, see how there's a lot of them are just time.
Yes.
Right? So, and they chain together and they build your presence and they can really cut through.
Oh, they're great ideas. Perfect.
Yeah.
And the stuff you should...
Actionable.
Yeah. And that's why you do your pre-homework,
Yeah.
you do your actions, and then where you want to focus. So I hope this has been really helpful.
Absolutely.
I know there's been a lot so far. And it's been
Just a little bit.
Steps in the right direction.
So I hope that's helped. Let's
Perfect.
break those challenges, right?
Easy.
Let's break those challenges.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Some terrific advice there from Chris that I reckon will transform Tuff Wash's business landscape. Well, that's all we have time for today. Remember, if you're looking for tips, the latest news, or expert advice 24/7, you can find them online at kochiesbusinessbuilders.com.au or follow Kochie's Biz on Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta and X. We'll see you next time. Next week on Kochie's Business Builders, father and son brand Pickle Pans gets a boost from marketing guru Hayley Osborne. See how IKEA for Business is transforming small workspaces. Plus, Fable founder Michael Fox shares his entrepreneurial journey.